I don't think you would be a good candidate, and this is why. I don't think you would be a good candidate, but I can tell you right now.
Alicia Jimenez faces a tough decision today in court, with a plea bargain on the line and a hefty punishment looming. Can she avoid a lengthy sentence? Or will her criminal history haunt her in this pivotal moment?
All right, the court is calling 2025 CR 015787 State versus Alicia Jimenez. Can I have parties announced?
For the state of Texas.
Sharon Thorne for the defendant, Your Honor.
Alicia Jimenez.
All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Jimenez, you entered a plea to count one. According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 12 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State is silent on your application for deferred adjudication. They're taking in consideration 2025 CR 015767-02. There's to be no contact with the complainants, and there's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Did both parties have a chance to review the? Yes, that's yes. Yeah. Oh, no, that's okay, Rick.
Yeah.
All right. Yes.
I
All right. Have both
Yes.
parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yes, Your Honor, state has no objection.
no objection. I've reviewed it with my client. No.
All right. The state is silent. Any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. Before I get started, I would like to call her daughter, Destiny Stewart.
All right. Destiny Stewart.
Jimenez, over here. Put your back against the counter.
Good morning. All right. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. You can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Destiny Stewart.
All right. Defense, you may proceed.
Thank you. Destiny, how are you related to Alicia Jimenez?
That's my mom.
Okay. And how old are you?
28.
28. Do you have children?
Yes.
How many children?
I have 5.
5 children. And do you live here in San Antonio?
I do.
Okay. Is your mother, and she's not in jail, was she a part of your life and your children's life?
Yes.
And how attached are your children to your mother?
Very attached.
Okay. Does she help you raise them?
Yes.
Are you asking this court to grant her deferred adjudication so that she can continue to be in the community and help you and your children?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that that would be in the best interest of your children and of your mother?
Yes, they will.
Do you understand that if she were to be granted deferred adjudication, there she would have to do probably a lot of things with probation, go to classes, report, and stay out of trouble? Would you be willing to support her in that way?
Yes.
And would you make sure that either she had a ride or was going to all the classes and things that she needed to do?
Yes.
And do you believe that your mother would be successful if she were to be granted deferred adjudication?
I do. Yes.
Okay. You are aware that your mother has some criminal history,
Yes.
but you're not making excuses for your mom.
No, absolutely not.
You're just asking this court to take a chance on her and give her a chance.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I have, Your Honor, of this witness.
All right. Any questions? All right. I have a few questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Any objections?
No.
All right.
Can ask you some questions.
So does your mother have any mental health issues?
Yes.
And can you tell me what that is?
Don't know too much of her health issues, but I know she does have some. I know when I was younger, she would see a doctor. She wouldn't really tell me much of why she saw a doctor, but when I was little, she was pretty much stable. When I became an adult, it's kind of when things got more rough.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Next witness.
Your Honor, before I call my client, I also wanted to, I filed a sentencing memo and I think you should have a copy, but the letters that you have attached to your sentencing memo came out really blurry, so I have a hard copy.
Thank
Right.
you.
This is my sentencing memo
Any
along with,
objections to the court reviewing this? Just give me one moment.
sure, and there's 2 letters attached to that, and then I have some newer letters here, Your Honor.
Oh, have you reviewed those letters?
I haven't, I just got these. And the state's still reviewing some of these other letters that I just received from my client today.
Well, state is reading. Do you want to call your witness?
Yes.
Is there going to be any objection to the court reviewing that? All right,
No objection from the state.
Thank you, Lana. That's a fellow inmate who
okay,
got to learn and things about my client while she was there.
okay.
And then another letter from her coworker, Yana.
Okay, sure. Yep, thank you. All right, any other witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to call my client at this time.
All right, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand. And is there any objection to the court reviewing the PSI report?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so just give me one moment with that. All right, so when questioning your client, if you can clear up for me, because in the PSI report, it's stating that she is minimizing guilt. And in the PSI report, she seems to argue that this is self-defense and that she has no idea what's going on. So if she wants a jury trial, then, we're here for that.
Ma'am,
All right,
proceed.
yes,
State your name, please.
Alicia Jimenez.
And you understand why we're here today?
Yes,
And you pled no contest to this offense of aggravated assault, correct?
yes,
Okay. Now you understand what the judge was asking, and those are some things on the PSI that you and I discussed. And you tell the judge now today, do you accept responsibility for what happened?
yes, I do, Your Honor.
And you understand the charges against you?
Yes, I do.
Are you asking for a jury trial?
No, I'm not.
Are you making excuses for what happened?
No, I'm not.
And you understand that there was a complaining witness, a victim in this case,
Yes, I do.
and that's why we're here.
Yes.
And you're asking this court to grant you deferred adjudication, and you're not making excuses for what happened.
No, I'm not.
With that, Your Honor, I'd like to continue with questions.
all right, so she's not going to be alleging self-defense.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, you can proceed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, you and I've gone over this PSI, and we've gone over the facts of the case. We've gone over your criminal history, correct?
Yes,
And you acknowledge and own your history. You know what you've done and the things that, in fact, you've been to prison for, right?
yes, I have.
Okay. Knowing that, you were still asking this court to grant you deferred adjudication and give you a second chance.
Yes, ma'am.
Your mother's here, correct?
Yes,
And your daughter's here. Your mother, she went to TDC, correct?
Correct.
And in fact, when you were 14 is when your mother went to TDC and you ended up in foster care.
correct.
Would you agree that that kind of started the spiral of problems that you have?
Yes, that's true and correct.
Okay. But again, we're not here making excuses. Right?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now, since you've been in custody here in Bear County, is it true that you've been involved in Bible classes?
Yes,
And would you agree that you've kind of awakened your spiritual side?
very much so.
In fact, that letter from one of your fellow inmates, they recognize that you are doing much better and you're kind of a leader at the jail.
Yes,
And you are trying to be better and trying to have a better life and better life for your children, for your grandchildren,
and my mother.
and your mother.
Yes,
Okay. You wrote a letter to the judge,
I sure did.
and would you like to read that letter?
Yes,
And
is that okay with you?
With your permission,
Uh,
Your Honor.
Well, it's fine with me. However, the state will need to review it.
Okay. Okay.
And then once they review it, if they're fine with that,
Okay,
then I
thank you.
will listen, of course.
And while they're reading it, could I ask for some more questions?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
We'll just-
so, and I know you told probation and you tell the judge that you have some serious health problems. High blood pressure,
High blood pressure and
severe asthma, depression, you've been diagnosed with depression, anxiety,
anxiety.
bipolar 1 and 2,
Yes,
PTSD,
yes,
and ADHD.
yes.
Do you take medicines for those diagnoses?
Yes, I do. I was enrolled in Alamo Premier. That's my psychiatrist. And I also take medications here in the Berkeley.
Okay. So prior to your incarceration, you were seeing a counselor and therapist?
Yes.
And if you were to be continued or granted deferred adjudication,
I will continue.
you would continue with that. And they would monitor your medications.
Yes,
And they would make sure that you're seeing, is it a psychiatrist you see?
psychiatrist and a counselor.
And
at
a
the same
counselor.
place.
Okay.
I was gonna leave that out.
Oh,
I
no,
go
Just
to
have
bed
a
and I was
a
gonna
moment
leave
with
it
my
out.
client.
sure.
Yeah, I was gonna leave it out. I know it was, yeah. Yes, I was gonna leave that out.
Okay.
I'm nervous. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
It's been a long 8 months.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem.
Can I read it to you?
Yeah.
Sure.
I can basically just tell you, that I wanted to apologize to my victims, apologize to you, Judge Boyd, to my attorney and to the district attorney, and especially my family for putting them through the pain and the cause. With that being said, that it doesn't define, their reports do not define who I am. I'm a very loving mother. I'm a very loving grandmother. And I care for my mother who is here, who is ill.
Mhm.
I was known to have sufficient, I have been known to have, sorry,
No,
be
no.
sufficient and dependable. I'm a caregiver, like I said, to my mom and a provider to my grandbabies. I've also surrendered myself to the Lord Jesus Christ, who is capable of forgiving, healing, and changing me for the better. I come before you to ask if you would consider giving me another opportunity to a fresh start, to a new life, and to a better career to educate myself. I want to be a service to my fellow church. I also want to help change lives. I was thinking about trying to get into prison ministries to help the broken and to minister them. And with that being said, I just wanted to be able to share my accomplishments with my family. And I want you to know that I would make better choices. And thank you for your time.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any other questions?
No, Your Honor, I believe she really said it all. We were just asking, on behalf of her and her family, for you to consider deferred adjudication. I know it's kind of thinking outside the box with her record, but I believe that she's come to hopefully a change in her life. And I think we would have a good choice in granting her deferred. And as I stated in my sentencing memo, if you were to give her deferred, you would still have a big, huge hammer over her head. And if she messes up, I explained this to her, she's looking at 20 years and you would have that over her. But I think, and I hope that you would consider deferred adjudication and that place her on 10 years deferred adjudication with all the bells and whistles that are needed. And I do believe that she'll be successful.
All right. So, Ms. Jimenez, this is what I can tell you. It would be nice if I had something in front of me that could tell me how people will behave or whether they will be successful on probation or not, whether or not if I place them on probation, they're going to commit new offenses, but I don't have that, right? So I just have to look at evidence before me and consider things as a whole,
Yes,
right? And so I don't think you would be a good candidate, and this is why. I don't think you'll be a good candidate, but I can tell you right now, I'm not going to sentence you to 12 years. This is why I don't think you'll be a good candidate. You've been on probation before for assault, family violence, and I realized that was a long time ago in 2001, but it was terminated unset.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and your attorney knows what terminated unsat means. Now you have a lot of cases that have been dismissed. I'm not even considering those because they were dismissed. I don't know what they were dismissed for. You have a criminal mischief from 2009. You did time. They gave you a judgment satisfied. Then you had another theft case from 2018, judgment satisfied. resisting transportation, that's the same time frame as the theft case, judgment satisfied. Then you had the abandoning of a child case. And with that, there was a motion to revoke file, and then they terminated your probation unsatisfactorily. Then the other cases where they say, oh, we dismissed it for a missing witness, I'm not considering that all because I don't have any facts for that. But then you had another aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And for that one, you received 4 years in the prison.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And that's from 2020. And now you're here on another aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So that's why I don't think you're appropriate for deferred adjudication. So the court is not going to grant your application for deferred adjudication. What the court will do, the court is going to find you guilty. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent, take in consideration 2025 CR 015767-02. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon, affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Ernesto Coronado or Luis Luvano. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors, and the court will sentence you to 7 years in the prison. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question about what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And what I will do, if I didn't say it, I'll put in there the therapeutic community for mental health. And I'll also let them know therapeutic community, just based upon the stipulations for any type of drug or alcohol issues.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good luck to you, okay? Court is calling 2020-23 CR 10366 State versus Claudel Dwayne Corney. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Rick Pena for the state of Texas.
For the, good morning, for the defense?
Christopher Ramos for the defense.
And are you Mr. Carney?
Yes, ma'am, this is me.
All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision and First Amendment Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Ms. Boyd.
Are you the same Claudel Dwayne?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, are you the same Claudel Dwayne Carney who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 10366 for the offense of aggravated robbery on February 13, 2024 for a period of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, violation of condition number 41. On or about the 8th day of September 2025 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, Claudel Dwayne Carney, did then and there fail to register for, attend a moral recognition therapy program with an approved agency in violation of condition number 41.
All right, if we could go off the record for a moment, I don't have a violation of condition number 41. Is that in a supplemental?
No, Your Honor, it's the original ETR.
All right. To the violation, how do you plead, true or not true?
True, ma'am.
State will waive the other two violations, Your Honor.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Judge.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 41, court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to life in prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 41?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 41 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There's not, Your Honor. Both state and defense are going to make the recommendations to Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
Before I make my argument, Your Honor, I ask the court to take judicial notice of the court's file.
All right. Could I What specifically do you want the court? I know you say the court's file, but is there something specifically?
The facts of the underlying offense and his history on probation. as
All
well.
right. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We're here for the defendant's motion on this aggravated robbery charge that he is on probation for, and Your Honor is aware of the facts of this case, being that he initially stole that victim's phone, ran away with it. The victim was lucky enough to later find him at a gas station close by, and when the victim asked for his phone back, the defendant pulls a knife on him and says, "Come and take it. Come and get it." With a deadly weapon, he threatened someone's life, therefore being placed on probation, for 10 years. We're here on the second MTR this defendant has had within the last 4 months for same violations as it was just 4 months ago in June, Your Honor, where the defendant had a new number one that we unfortunately had to waive. That victim was his sister. He assaulted her. She did not want to come in to support that day.
Well, you
I
know,
would strongly
object.
all right, that objection will be sustained. If it was waived,
Okay.
then it will be sustained.
We reluctantly had to waive number one today. We were ready to proceed on the contested MTR yesterday, victim here, sister here, to testify about what he did to her. They decided not to show up today. Therefore, we had to proceed on the technical violation of condition number 41.
Well, I
Given-
mean, if you would like, my understanding that there would be no objections. If they would like to zoom in, I was going to say it was working.
Formally, Judge, I don't remember, for the benefit of the record and on behalf of my client, I would have to object on their appearance on Zoom. I would ask them to appear in person.
Okay. All right, you may continue.
Only because of the defendant not coming yesterday, we were unable to proceed with trying to prove the assault that he committed against his sister on September the 4th, 2025.
Okay.
As such, because of the underlying offense, because of his history, because he had the opportunity that Your Honor gave him back in June to go to Louisiana like he requested, but instead chooses to commit new crimes, they feel that he is not an appropriate candidate for probation. He should be revoked. He should be adjudicated guilty. There should be an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. State is seeking that Your Honor sentence to the 10 years TDC.
All right, defense, you may proceed.
Specifically to speak to him not registering or attending the moral recognition treatment course. My understanding is that he failed to, at least the date alleged is a date in September of 2025. As he describes to me, he was released from jail in July of 2025. And he does admit to me that he did not register for the class. And part of that where he was struggling was a combination of him dealing with, as the court may be aware of, some of his mental health struggles that he's dealing with. He reports to me that he is schizoaffective, dealing with bipolar. I believe probation has some information about that. And he was also struggling with transportation. At this moment in time, in September, I think he was just struggling to function as an individual. He's just struggling to function. But I would ask the court to be mindful that while on probation, as far as I can tell, he's completed some of the outpatient requirements. He's completed anger management. There were a series of events where he tested for substances and he came back a series of times negative. He's been to DDRF, and when I ask him about his experiences there, he's able to recite their philosophy, the things that he learned. He's describing that he learned strategies on avoiding conflict, on what his triggers are. And other than this allegation of assault and a minor relapse with the substance, I think he's doing the best that he can. I think he was living in a household that was pretty volatile. And I think he's living with other individuals that struggle with them. They struggle in terms of how to deal with his mental health issues. And it's a bad recipe. I have a sense that he's doing his best. He describes to me he wants to fight the new number one as it exists on its own because it's a new case. So we are respectfully asking the court to continue him on probation with some sort of jail sanction, and to be mindful that he has given his mental health, he's doing his best to accommodate, that's the wrong word, to fulfill the agreement he's made for probation. So for that, Judge, we're asking for you to continue him.
All right, probation.
We have his probation officer here as well. You're going to feel like to hear from him.
No, I mean, what is the recommendation?
Oh, Judge, so what's listed on the court summary is DDRF followed by 6 months sober living at approved location, and ISP supervision upon DDRF, bi-weekly UAs for 60 days post DDRF. He did complete DDRF 121 days. He completed an outpatient program. He completed an anger management program. He has not completed the moral recognition therapy, the referral for Center for Healthcare Services. His last UA in August of 2025 was positive for amphetamines. And his last office visit with his officer was in August of 2025.
All right,
And I'm thinking that's because maybe that's after that his respiratory taken.
okay. So here's the thing, Mr. Carney,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think you're appropriate for probation. I granted your application over the objection of the state,
Yes, ma'am.
and I can only do so much. What the court is going to do is the court is going to find violation of condition number 41 as previously stated. The court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. The court will recommend the therapeutic community. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. The court will give you credit for any time served for successful inpatient treatment. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am. I don't want to say that you're moving too fast, Miss Boyd. Judge.
No.
Miss,
That's fine. You can call me Miss Boyd.
my principal in Shelman Middle name was Mr. Boyd.
Okay.
Ma'am, I get it. I just came home November 1st and consistently back in your courtroom, and I am ashamed. Also, ma'am, the new class that you signed me up for, told me to go to, I didn't have no transportation. I didn't have no kind of ride. I'm getting kicked out of this house that my brother had owned, caught a heart attack in, and they had multiple individuals in there. I haven't even spoke my mind about what's going on in this house, from guns, drugs activity, and Center for Healthcare helped me, got my food stamps. Just one of the two same sisters are stealing my food stamps. Those are triggers that I learned. So I removed myself from that household consistently. But I always went back because you know why? That's where I probate to. That was my original.
No, so here's the thing. I
Yes,
tell
ma'am.
everyone who's on probation in this court, if there's an issue, all you have to do is let probation know about it.
I did, Miss Boyd.
Mhm.
And also I was trying to tell you, like recently, I just cleared a $25,000 lawsuit.
Mhm.
Only thing I did for myself, ma'am, was buy a brand new car. It was $12,000. It's in New Orleans. My niece was driving it to me the day that I got locked up, ma'am. Consistently, if the system, I'm not gonna say the system failed me. I love Mr. Alcantara, my probation officer. I wish he could speak up on my behalf.
Mhm.
Ma'am, no. And I just moved back to San Antonio because I just recently found out in 2023 I have a 12-year-old baby that I did not know I was able
So
to.
here's my question. Why didn't you contact probation and say all of this was going on in your life?
I tried, Miss Boyd. I really
I know.
did. Because I was in jail. I didn't know not one, but two of my siblings passed away.
Mhm.
One of them overdosed from drugs. And
So here's the thing, what I want you to internalize.
yes, ma'am.
This is what I want you to internalize. I took into consideration your mental health issues
Yes,
when
ma'am.
I granted your application for deferred. And I granted that application for deferred over the objections of the state. So what that means is you need to be on what's called your P's and Q's and make sure that you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, and
Yes.
you're not. So
And
I just don't think you're appropriate for probation, so I'm
Also-
not going to continue you.
Yes, ma'am, and and Mr. Alcatar, I can have a peaceful word with Mr. Alcatar before I leave the
For what
courtroom.
purpose?
Because he could tell you some of the things that I was going through before I got locked up, ma'am. I was explaining the stuff that you said that I wasn't explaining to probation.
Mhm.
I was explaining to Mr. Alcatar. I knew it was gonna be, I didn't know how it was gonna happen, but I knew it was gonna happen. I was gonna fall off. Ma'am, I just bought this car. I didn't have no transportation to make the last class, and I was gonna complete the last class. I even much have the money right now to pay off my whole probation. I just didn't, it's it's the people that was around me, man. My family did not want to see me make it. I have all my probation fines and fees, the whole 7,000.
Oh, here's the thing. Your attorney can address with you whether or not you should be spending money to pay that because you're no longer on probation. That would be money that
So
Yeah.
to do 6 years, Ms. Boyd.
you'll get credit for any time that has
You
been
could tell
served.
me how much time served that do I
To
have?
the clerk, can you look up
120
how much time?
And what about the credit for time served the last time when I was?
You'll get credit for any time that you've been in custody on this case, even prior to being placed on probation. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal? You have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegation in the motion.
Yeah.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Ms. Boyd.
All right,
Thank you.
thank you. You're welcome. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 015204 State versus Ruth Lopez. Can I have parties announced for the record?
Alexander Kraus for the defense.
And Ms. Abrams, this is a sentencing.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, are you Ms. Lopez? You entered a plea bargain agreement. According to your plea, there's a $1,500 fine. State is recommending deferred adjudication. This is run concurrent with 2025 CC 014144. Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. One.
Okay,
We'd like to call Joelle Vega.
all right, Joel Vega,
Ms. Lopez, over here. You're back against the counter.
can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record. All right, you may proceed.
Thank you for being here, Mr. Vega. What is your relationship to Miss Lopez?
I'm her son, her firstborn.
And how about to Stephen Gonzalez?
I'm his father.
Okay, so she's Stephen's grandmother, right?
Yes.
And is it safe to say she's been involved with him his whole life?
Yes.
And how old is he?
He's 11.
Okay, and how's the relationship been over the past 11 years?
They have a good relationship. From the moment he was born, he required special attention, special needs. He was born with a birth defect. And she's been there throughout the whole process, through the surgeries. To the point where when he finishes surgeries, going to school, picking him up, taking him home through grade school, she's been a big part of that process when me and his mom had to work. So, at home, they've always been close, spending a lot of time together, so.
So would you say that she helps out like kind of with day-to-day things, like picking him up from school and that sort of thing?
Yes,
And would it cause hardship for you and Stephen if she weren't able to help out around the house and that sort of thing?
yes.
Okay, do you have any concerns at all about her seeing Stephen or spending time with Stephen?
No,
Do you want this court to put a no contact order?
no,
So you want her in his life the way that she has been throughout his life, correct?
yes.
Pass.
Good morning, Mr. Vega. Just a quick question. Mr. Vega, were you aware of the defendant's home conditions when this incident happened?
No,
Did you make any efforts to make sure that your kid was safe at the defendant's house?
getting yes.
What happened next?
Just
Okay, so did anyone else raise any concerns about the defendant's house? So you never went to the defendant's house whenever the kid was dropped?
so when it comes to getting him from to and from school, my mom would pick him up. In the earlier stages of his life, I wasn't around in that house a lot. It's the same house that I grew up in, and I was always out working and having time to figure out my own place to stay. So a lot of it had to do with me just not wanting to be in that house because my parents were there and my dad. But when I would show up to that house when he was a lot younger, I had no concerns with that, of whatever transpired. So
Okay. And are you aware of the defendant's home conditions as they exist now?
am I aware of it now?
Yes. The home conditions as they exist now, correct, right?
Yes.
And have those conditions changed?
Yes.
Are you sure about that?
Cause I talked to my mom, she says she's done stuff around the house to make it better than what it was in the day.
Okay, so based on what you know, can you assure this court that the child will be safe around the defendant and the defendant's house?
I already talked to his mom, and I don't want him nowhere in the house. I don't want him at the house, but if, as far as like the no contact, like me and his mom agreed that if for whatever reason she wanted to get in contact with him, it would have to be at his mom's place. That we have to be notified first, and it has to be at her place, no question. As far as anywhere involved in that house, I do not want him nowhere in that house, period.
Any further questions?
Yes, so as far as the conditions of the house, you say that they've improved. To the best of your knowledge, would you say that the conditions of the house were caused by the defendant or perhaps someone else that was living there at the time?
It'd be both.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
I have a few questions. If there are no objections.
No objections.
All right, so I'm trying to consider whether or not there should be contact or not. And you said something when you were being questioned about you didn't want to be at the house. Is there a reason for that?
So growing up in that house, I had a lot of issues with my dad. We used to get into it back and forth. I have a whole juvenile deal
Okay.
that can validate that. And it's like when I look at the house, I see everything.
All right, and then the other question that was asked for you, and I'm just trying to follow up. When you said you think her house is different than it was at the date of the offense, have you been by the house? So you haven't seen it personally?
No, that's just from what I've heard. I feel that, you know, because of everything that transpired, she wants to be in this like she wants to fix everything, but it starts there first.
So this is what I can tell you. Are you aware of what the conditions were like in that house?
The day that I was notified when everything happened.
Because the child that's listed in this, was that your child? All right. So are you aware, and this is my concern, and this is why I'm trying to figure things out and have issues with contact with her. Because according to this, it says that rats were crawling around him and on him and biting him.
Yeah.
And that there are feces throughout the house. And that's the condition that she had him in according to the stipulation. So I just don't think contact with her is a good thing, because it's sort of, if you have this situation, how are you allowing rats to crawl on a child, and bite a child, and you have feces in the house? And when you have feces in the house and it's rats, people have died from that, because there's some kind of fumes that the feces gives off, and it's just not sanitary at all. And what you're telling me is that this child is special needs. So I don't think contact is appropriate, and I want you to understand why. Now, maybe after she completes parenting and does other things, and I'm going to have probation do field visits at her house to see how it is, because sometimes people will clean up for the time being, and then 3 months later, it's back the way it was before. And so those issues need to be addressed as far as mentally. Why did she allow her house to be this way? And why is Child Protective Services not concerned? Those are questions I have. Okay, but thank you so much for coming down to testify. I really appreciate it. Okay.
Judge, the mother tried to get here today, but she couldn't get off work, so she did write a letter. I don't know.
Sure, I'll see the letter if there's an objection. Okay, thank you. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
All right, State, if there's nothing else, you may be excused. Thank you. This is what the court will do. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs or either the patch. Proof of employment within 45 days, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. No residing in households with minors. No contact with minors. This is run concurrent with 2025 CC 014144. Do a MIC evaluation. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. TAP evaluation out of custody, follow recommendations. There's to be no contact with the complainant. And the court will sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. Probation, is there anything else?
No. Or unsupervised, or is that just no contact period?
No contact.
Thank you, Judge.
And once parenting classes are completed, the court will reconsider. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Probation, do I need to add no possession of weapons?
Yes, Judge.
All right, and there'll be no possession of weapons.
Judge, I believe the agreement was for 4 years.
No. That was a recommendation from the state for 4 years.
And then in terms of reevaluating after the parenting classes, she can revisit the no contact order after the
Yes.
field visits and the parenting classes are
Yes.
complete.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And so, and I just want you to know, I have to make sure
No, I
that
understand.
people are protected. Okay.
No, I understand. And I have to understand, I have no issues with complying with them.
All right. And has Child Protective Services?
They went to the house, they saw the house, and they spoke with Steven about the whole rat thing going on and everything, and they closed the case. They
Okay.
said there was nothing there, and they spoke with him, and he said it wasn't true.
Okay. All right.
So-
Thank you.
I have no issues complying with anything, you know.
All right. Thank you.
Despite the challenges Ruth Lopez has faced, the court's decision to grant deferred adjudication probation reflects a complicated balance of justice. With a history of legal troubles and issues at home, the court seems cautious, but still offers Ruth a second chance.
And to coordinate everyone's calendars to get that completed. So once he once he's placed on probation, maybe he just reports as normal until he's actually put into the program. I did speak with John earlier. He came by and that was the update that I received.
See what I mean about women multitasking?
You're welcome.
All right, we're gonna go, you want to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks. Court is calling 2025 CR 013499 State versus Anthony Montejo. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Megan Galloway for state.
Defense?
Roberto Vargas, defendant, ready to proceed, Your Honor.
All right, and Attorney Galloway, this is one where you all have agreed for probation. We were only doing a PSI to see if Veterans Treatment Court will accept him. He has been accepted, so I'm just sentencing him today. So you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, so. And counsel, you've reviewed the PSI report.
Yes, Your Honor, with my client.
All right, any objections to the PSI report?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right. This is what the court will do. The court will find you guilty. Court will sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated. I'm going to do 2 years, but they may end up extending you or wanting you to be extended because sometimes Veterans Treatment Court is longer than the 2 years. But for now, I'm just going to place you on for 2 years, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs. Cindy, you need to cough drop of water. Oh, no, go ahead and get some water. Okay, no problem. Just give us a moment. With regards to the 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, I can do that by GPS because that's what they're requesting.
Was it house arrest or just,
I can do partial. Are you employed?
but he
Right,
does take his
so-
children to school.
Okay. Then I can do GPS for 20 days partial, waive the fees, and I'll allow him to transport the children to and from school.
Swimming class.
All right, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to do other activities with the children, then it's gonna end up being 30 days. Now, if you have somebody who is willing to do those things for you for 10 days, then it will be GPS for 10 days.
What is GPS?
It is a device that lets us know where you are. Because here's the thing. They're requesting 10 days in the Bexar County Jail.
Yes.
So if I were to send you to 10 days, and we're still on the record, Cindy.
Oh, okay.
No problem. If I were to send you to the 10 days in the Bexar County Jail, you would only do 10 days and you'd be done. If I'm giving you GPS, if I give you GPS and it's full GPS, which means you can't leave your home, then I'll only do 10 days. But if you're asking to do other things and make it partial, depending on what you're asking me for, I could probably go up to 30 days or 20 days. You want to take the children to school, you want to take them to their activities. So then that would make it 30 days GPS.
Can I just leave the school then?
All right, then if you're just doing the school, then it would be 20 days GPS.
And that would be just at the house?
That would be for you to take them to and from school.
Okay.
If you want only 10 days GPS, then that would be full house arrest, which means for 10 days, you have to be in your house. You can't leave your house. Do you need to discuss that with your attorney?
Yes.
All right, I'll let you all discuss it. So anyway, Veronica, some DWIs, it requires jail time as a condition. Yes, we're back on the record. So what does he prefer?
20 days, John, and just to take the children to and from school at this time.
All right, so 2 years state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, $1,500 fine that will be probated, $60 restitution to DPS for testing. There's to be 20 days GPS partial for transporting children to and from school. So that will be the only thing you can do for 20 days, okay? So if you're driving and people want McDonald's, you can't stop because that'll be considered a violation.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Yeah, because sometimes people will do that and then I'll get notice that it's been violated, okay?
Copy.
Field visits 1 time per month for 3 months. 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, 100 hours will be deemed satisfied. And a deduction of 1 hour of the community service restitution for every sober support meeting completed. DWI education course, VIP panel, ignition interlock for half the term. A 2-year license suspension.
Any chance we could do 180 days on that, Your Honor?
No. And let me see. Intensive outpatient treatment with probation. The referral to Veterans Treatment Court. Court will note that the defendant has been accepted. Proof of employment within 45 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. The conditions I'm giving you for probation, with the exception of the GPS, once you are officially in Veterans Treatment Court, they have the court's permission to change those conditions, okay? Probation, is there anything else?
No, good.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Very good, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, and if I didn't say it before, Ms. Abrams, the GPS fees are to be waived.
One last thing, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Can we delay the suspension for 15 days so you can apply for an occupational license?
No.
No.
I'm not allowed to do that
You can't.
legally. Yeah. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Court is calling 2024 CR 009-218 and 2024 009-219. State versus Marlon Daniels. Can I have parties announced for the record
Megan Galloway for the state.
and for the defense?
George Sharman on behalf of the defendant in these cases.
All right, and you're Mr. Daniels?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Daniels, the court, at the request of your attorney, had a PSI ordered. And Mr. Daniels, we're going to proceed with sentencing. And each of the cause numbers, you entered a plea of guilty, and the punishment is to be assessed at 18 years in the prison. Mr. Daniels, I've had a chance to learn more about your background from your attorney, your military service. And I will tell you I know that no one, at least I have yet to have someone come before me and say, my intention was to get drunk and go out and hit somebody, or get drunk and drive drunk. Nobody ever intends to drive intoxicated or get to that point, but it happens. And that's why I always try to stress to everybody, please, please, if you're going to be drinking at all, even if you think it's just going to be one drink, it's better just to have a designated driver, right? And I do appreciate the fact that you entered a plea, that you accepted responsibility by pleading guilty, and that you have not wavered and try to blame something else for this. I do note that you said that you couldn't remember, but you know it's true, and I appreciate that. Sometimes people will say, well, I don't remember what happened, so I'm really not responsible. But you didn't do that. And the fact that you entered a plea, and in each of these cause numbers, you were looking at 20 years. And I always tell people, when people go to jury trial, even when I was a defense attorney or as a prosecutor, I sometimes would have to explain to families, you don't know what 12 people are going to do, right? When you go to jury trial, you don't know. 12 people could say, you know what? This person before me is a military veteran. This person before me hasn't been in trouble. Yes, they did this, but we're not going to give them 18 years. Who knows? A jury may decide to have given you 2 years or 3 or 4 or whatever. You just never know. So for you to accept responsibility, for you to take the 18 years, knowing that by taking these 18 years, there is no appeal because you waive your right to appeal. I think that says a lot, even though I know that the family is in a lot of pain, because when you lose someone and you lose someone this way, it's not expected. So the court is recognizing that you entered pleas of guilty to each cause number, that you accepted responsibility, and you took close to the maximum sentence in each of the cause numbers. With that being said, and cause number 2024 CR 009218, the court will follow your plea bargain agreement as previously stated. When you entered your plea, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 18 years in the prison. There's a $2,000 fine. The court will give you credit for any time served, and legally, you're entitled to any time that you have served on this case. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 009219. I'll request the therapeutic community. The therapeutic community doesn't increase the time that you're in custody. It's merely designed to help you maintain your sobriety, address any type of mental health or substance abuse issues you may have, so that ultimately when you're released from prison, you will maintain your sobriety. And there's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon.
May I address the court on the matter?
Just one moment.
Yes.
And cause number 2024 CR 009219. The court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 18 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. This will run concurrent with 2024 CR 009218. There's to be restitution of $60 to DPS for testing. And the court will recommend the therapeutic community. There's something you wish to say, counsel?
Yes, on the PSI, it said that he had the combat risen. He did not have combat treatment. So that was erroneous.
Okay.
Step number 2, it shows there were 2 priors of misdemeanors. There was only 1. And if you look at it, it's the same date on each.
Okay. All right, is there anything else?
That's all we have.
All right, Mr. Daniels. Deputy Laura, if you're giving this trial court certification.
Correct.
All right. Counsel? Counsel.
Yes.
All right, your your client has been removed from the courtroom. Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with him?
I did.
All right, on the record, the court informed the defendant that by entering the plea, he had waived his right to appeal, so he acknowledged that. I followed the plea bargain agreement, so because I followed his plea bargain agreement and because he's waived his right to appeal, he do not have the court's permission to appeal.
I went over that with him, Judge, so he understands.
All right, thank you. Is there anything else from either side?
Well, Judge, I don't know if Mr. Sherman wanted to bring this to your attention, but because the defendant is going to be in custody, I did see that he filed motions to remove the ignition and the lock. Your motions to.
Yes, she's already signed.
Okay,
Yes, I
yeah,
signed those,
no
yes.
objection to that.
All right, thank you.
And then we do have victim impact, but I'm.
All right, so who are the people here for victim impact?
Was the father,
Okay,
well, the father and husband of the victims, and then the daughter and sister.
all right, so everyone, just give us a moment. We're gonna have medical check him out to see what's going on. And then if you will be patient, we'll have him brought back out if they say that he can be brought back out. And then you can give your victim impact.
I'm Mr. Gilday, Judge.
Yes.
The reapproach on that, he's scheduled for May 15th for the mental health court. I think this court date was a status to see about his entrance into that program.
Okay, I already reset that.
It was to May 7th.
Yeah, do you want it on a different day?
Would it be possible, Judge, for you guys to reset it to the May 15th, the mental health court date?
What's the cause number, do you know?
Well,
you know what, his name is,
it's on there.
oh, just 1 second. Okay, 2025.
CR
Mhm.
006971.
We were just looking to see about on the same dates because he rides the bus. He's currently at Cross Point, so for just to come two times in 2 weeks, it might be a little bit difficult. But he advised me he's meeting with Crystal and abiding by the terms of the program and looking forward to be successful in the program.
Awesome, how are you doing?
I have a word to tell you.
Yeah.
If you allow that.
Yes.
Of course.
I know I have a word, and I know I look very bad, but I want to come back to the good one. When I was 11, I broke my private part, and it filled 4 years ago.
Let me just tell you this.
Maturing at an old age. I was at a bus stop.
So let me just tell you right now, number one, you don't look bad. You're looking great today, okay? So I always tell people, wherever you start in life, that's your starting point. It's not supposed to be your ending spot.
Just started learning.
Yeah.
Instead of learning that, you said,
Yeah.
I have like a 10-year-old break.
So this is the thing about the program you're going to enter into. We're all going to want to help you. That's how the treatment programs are supposed to be. So the thing is, you got to reach out for the help. If you see yourself struggling, don't think you have to struggle alone, because we're all there to help you and we want you to be successful, okay?
I would appreciate any kind of good words towards the rehab, so I can have a better life. I got school. It done that at a young age. I just hurt, and I healed 4 years ago. So I need to step my life up and be an adult now. Make good despite godly moves in life. I want to go to school, so I've been in school for a month and a half.
Oh, awesome. What are you taking?
Right now reading. I'm about to take my finals reading 7.
Okay.
So I just got
Yes.
So here's the thing.
Sorry.
You're doing
Get it
great.
done. I just would do later on. If that's okay, I heard I have 12 months.
It's a 12-month program at minimum. There might be
Starting from when I, like, last week.
Starting from when you signed it.
Yeah, it was like I think
Oh, wow.
April 13th, or it was about a week and a half ago.
Is that okay, Judge? That,
Sure. I mean,
can you try to remove it? I mean, I want to be in college by the time I get out, and I'm growing up now. I'm not gonna be enough of it, I promise.
All right, so here's,
I mean,
the-
I was at the bus stop.
let me just tell you the way
Turn
things,
next.
let me just tell you the way things
When
work.
I first,
Yeah, no problem.
wrong people, wrong crowd outside, you know.
So let me tell you the way treatment programs work. And specifically this treatment program. This treatment program is a pretrial diversion program. So what that means is if you complete everything, it's not going to be on your record. If you decide, you know, this program is too much for me, I think I can do it on my own, then what will end up happening is your case will go back to an originating court, and they will proceed with those charges, whatever those charges are.
That's what we don't want.
Yes, people rely, because I'm very, not like manly, because we grew up late always, and I'm old, and I was self-defending myself, but I was still in the wrong for being in that situation. I shouldn't be living, I shouldn't be outside, I shouldn't have a cigarette in my lip. And now that I'm going to school, my mind is developing like if I'm in the 12th grade, now I'm older. And my mind is a lot younger. Like the things I should have done at 18, I was hurt still. I did at 24. And it just, I look back and I say, I can't really have delays. No, I don't want to delay. I want to get my education. I want to go to college. I want degrees. I was looking into psychology, sociology, math, science, business administration, business management, data analysis, computer science.
Well, I'll
Just
tell you,
statistics.
this is a program that, this program will work with you on that.
That's the only
Like-
way. I learned the hard way. 10 years of me out there, it was no good for me.
Yeah.
That's why anything you ask, I'm willing to tell you a lot about it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm not hiding anything from you because my family, they're cops, they're in the army.
Mhm.
I made a terrible decision to go to the streets.
Mhm.
I didn't join the gang. I didn't do any of that. I never shot anybody, I never stabbed anybody. I never robbed nobody. I never did drugs. I'm like a kid that went out when the parents said, my parents on church, they said, don't go out. I went out. They said, don't go over there. I
And you
went
did
over
it.
there and I got in trouble a lot. And the first confession, and that had lives of my education. I was hurt.
Well, what I can tell you is this program,
my mind, I was hurt, but it's better than that.
well, I will tell you, this program is to help you get on track. And we want you to be on track, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reset you, and you wanted it when?
If we could respectfully judge, May 15th, that's his mental health court setting.
All right, so we're gonna reset you for May 15th, okay? And when you come for that setting, I'll remember, my mind's a steel trap. I'll remember everything that you told me. But this is what I want you to do. When you come on May 15th, let us know what your schedule is for school so we can see what we
Monday
can do.
to Thursday, anywhere from 9 to 8 p.m.
Okay,
Usually works out.
So
'cause,
with
yeah.
meds, may I get a Zyprexa note in there because the Zyprexa is the real
well,
lighter one?
here's the thing. What you'll need to do is you need to talk to your doctor, because I'm not a medical doctor. You'll need to talk to them. I always tell people if there's any issue with medications, side effects or something of that nature, talk to your doctor, because I'm not a medical doctor. Okay?
I come clean. Nothing wrong with me mentally. I don't need medicine, but I'm spiritual. I love God. I know to do the right thing will be good guy. And that's all I ever tried to be. Like, I can promise you that. And I'm so sorry for coming before you in this position in life. And I know you're a great woman. You have a good heart, and I appreciate everything you're doing for me.
No problem. And thank you so much. And like I said, where we are in life, we're all of us are trying to improve. Like I'm on my path of improvement. We just try to make improvements every single day. And that's what you're doing. So I appreciate it. And I want to let you know, I see that you're doing that.
You gave me the light of the day today for the rest of my life.
Great opportunity for you.
Oh, thank you. Does he need a reset form, or would that help? Would you be helped by having a reset form?
Yes, if the court wouldn't mind, Judge, just so I guess he has the paper with
No,
him.
we could just a reset form for the 15th.
Maybe you can,
Yes,
excuse me, Your Honor?
yes, thank you.
As Ruth continues her personal journey, the court highlights the importance of making consistent improvements every day. With a commitment to better herself and a promising plan to pursue education, Her path is lined with opportunities, but it's clear the clock is ticking. The judge's firm but encouraging words lay the groundwork for what could be her second chance, an intense balancing act between accountability and hope. Can Ruth stay on track and prove herself, or will the pressures of life push her back into old habits?